He remembered that evening too clearly because there was nothing special about it. Just a normal Tuesday, a normal apartment, normal fatigue. She was standing by the stove. "Are you going to eat?" "Yeah, in a minute." He sat on the couch, scrolling the news, without reading a single line. He didn't know yet that this would be the last night he thought their life was normal. She went into the shower. The water ran long, too long. "Can you grab my phone?" she shouted. "It's in my bag." He didn't rush. He just stood up. He just approached. The phone vibrated as if it was waiting. A message lit up on the screen. "Last night was a mistake, but I want it again." He read it twice, then once more. No panic, no anger, just a strange feeling, like something clicked inside him and became quiet. From the bathroom. "Did you find it?" "Yeah," he said. And that was the last calm sentence in their marriage. She walked out, drying her hair with a towel. "You're acting weird." He lifted his eyes. "Who's Alex?" She froze. The pause lasted just long enough for him to understand. She wasn't surprised. "Why are you going through my phone?" "Answer me." She slowly sat across from him. "Do you really want to discuss this now?" "Yes," she smirked. "You wouldn't understand anyway." That phrase hit harder than the cheating itself. Not the lie, not the betrayal, but how easily she assumed he was incapable of acting. "How long? Does it matter?" "Say the number." She looked away. "A few months." He nodded. Not acceptance. Memory. "I was going to tell you." "When?" "When I figured out what I want." The following days were strange. She acted as if nothing had happened. "Do you want coffee?" "I'll be late today." "Are you even listening to me?" He listened, very carefully. He started noticing how often she checked her phone, how she smiled reading messages, how she erased conversations. At night, she turned away from him in bed. Sometimes she said, "You're pushing me away." He stayed silent, and in that silence she began to panic. "Do you still love me?" Yes, it was true, but not the truth she expected. "Are you talking to someone?" No. She looked for signs. Jealousy, anger, weakness. She found none, and that terrified her more than confrontation ever could. He began collecting facts, calmly, methodically, dates, names, screenshots, no emotion, like someone who no longer argues but is ready to end it. She felt it before she understood. Something had changed, not in words, not in actions, but in the silence between them. "Let's go somewhere," she said one evening. "We just need a break." He looked at her. "A break from what?" She didn't answer immediately. "From all this tension." He nodded. "Okay." It encouraged her. She took his agreement as forgiveness. The next day, she was unusually tender. Too tender. "I missed us. We're a team, right?" He listened and noted everything. She began whispering on the phone in another room. Sometimes he overheard snippets. "He's been strange. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm scared he'll snap." She was writing her story in advance, so if anything happened, she would be the victim. He realized this when her mother asked, "You really stopped talking to her?" He answered calmly, "We talk every day." Her mother frowned, and then he understood. She had already started her plan. One evening, she sat next to him. "I want to be honest." He stayed silent. "I'm confused. I've been miserable. I didn't mean to hurt you." He looked at her for the first time in a long while. "You weren't honest just now." You were honest when you thought I wouldn't find out." She shivered. "Are you still angry?" "No." "Then what is this?" "This is the end." He didn't make a scene. He simply sent emails, short, emotionless, screenshots, dates, messages, to her parents, her sister, Alex's wife. No commentary. Within 40 minutes her phone rang. Then another. Then she began to cry. "What did you do?" He stood by the window. "I told the truth." "You destroyed everything." "No. You destroyed it yourself. I just turned the sound on." She sat on the floor, confused, small. "I didn't think you could do that." He smiled for the first time, barely noticeable. "You never really knew me. You could have walked away." "I could. But then you'd still think you got away with it." She packed her things in silence. At the door she turned. "Do you hate me?" He thought. "No. I just don't want to live in lies any more." She nodded and left. The apartment was quieter, but lighter. He began to sleep again, eat, think. Sometimes he remembered her, not with pain, with clarity. He understood the main thing. Silence is not weakness. It is the pause before a decision. Some people think if someone doesn't shout, they won't act. The most costly mistake, because the most dangerous choices are made in complete silence.